Coach Jack Daniels at the Boxers Trainers Channel. And I'm live, we live, and we gonna talk some boxing today. You know what I mean? So, like, I haven't been in here for a couple of days. Been busy? That's it. That's something we're not gonna make excuses for why I haven't been in here. Just haven't been here because I've been busy. Right. Not to say that the thing that I've been busy with supersedes the thing about boxing because it doesn't, right? I've just been busy. But like I said, I'm back. Now look, we have a fight June 19th, 2025. Tokyo, Japan. Actually, Ata City General Gymnasium, Tokyo, Japan, between Brian Norman Jr. versus Jin Sasaki, right? This is actually for the WBO Welterweight Championship belt of the world, right? And from what I understand, um, Brian Norman Jr. is ready to go, right? Brian Norman Jr. is ready to challenge to see if he can clear that letter to become the undisputed, unified, also championship fight of the world, right? So I want to make perfectly clear how that really go, right? Brian Norman Jr. is attempting to become the unified welterweight champion of the world. And we all know that there is a huge ladder or hill to climb when it comes to being unified, especially in the welterweight division, because you got people like John Boots Ennis, the so-called phenom in the welterweight division, right? Who has the desire and the ability to go up in weight, perhaps to junior middleweight. He can get up that high because he's that big. Shout out to my main man, Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and more. Shout out to you, brother. And also, like there is the what WBC welterweight champion, that being Mar- Mario Barrios, right? So that is a huge um hill for Brian Norman Jr. to climb in order to get to the point where he can become undisputed. But he has to first go through Jim Sasaki. Now I actually did the feed on Jim Sasaki. Jim Sasaki is a puncher, right? He is actually anticipating coming in there to take out Brian Norman Jr., right? I mean, he's a banger, right? And I'm quite sure Brian Norman Jr. is aware of that. And here's the thing about Brian Norman Jr. And I just really took notice of this yesterday, right? After going through the feed, the tape on Brian Norman Jr., the intel on Brian Norman Jr. Brian Norman Jr. is actually 24 years of age, right? And he has actually more wins than he has numbers in age, right? 24. He's 27 wins. Golly. Well, I'm making this point because prior to actually doing the intel on Brian Norman Jr., I was like, man, Brian Norman Jr., he's just a regular champion who didn't really work to get to where he is. But that is absolutely not true. Brian Norman Jr. is 24 years of age. He's 5'8" with a 72-inch arm reach. He's a right-handed. He has 21 illustrious wins and actually 21 by knockout. No losses, never been stopped, no draws. He's ranked number one by Ring Magazine, and so forth and so on in regards to the rest of the sanctioned bodies. But the fact of the matter is, Brian Norman Jr. is one hell of a young champion, right? And contrary to the fact that there's been a lot of back and forth in regards to Brian Norman Jr. and John Bruce Ennis, and somebody has supposed to allegedly has supposed to have ducked somebody in that between those two, right? I can't say that that's actually true because I didn't do enough research to make a statement on it. But here's the deal. Both of these guys are lions. Both of these guys are champions. They have proved that by ascertaining the belts, right? But at the end of the day, they still have to go through somebody in order to maintain those belts. And in this case, Brian Norman Jr. has to go through Jin Sasaki. Again, Jin Sasaki is not coming to play with Brian Norman Jr. After doing the tape again, right? I'm here to say that Jim Sasaki, even though Jim Sasaki is 23 years of age, he's 5'9" with a 69.3-inch arm reach. He's a right-hander as well. 19 wins, 17 by knockout. He has one loss, and obviously he got stopped because once he's been stopped once and one draw, right? He's ranked number 6 by Ring, and by the rest of the sanctioned body. He matches as number two, by all the sanctioning bodies. So let's be perfectly clear about Jin Sasaki. Jim Sasaki wants that belt from Brian Norman Jr. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I anticipate this being a grand fight. I anticipate the people that's coming to witness this bout is going to be satisfied at the end of the day because both of these cats, these dudes, want to win. And that's what boxing is really all about, man. It's putting yourself in a position, not by cherry picking your wealth, your way through the ranks, right? But I want to pick him, man, because I can beat him, right? I mean, no, that ain't boxing, right? These two dudes here, in my opinion, are warriors, right? And excuse me, that's what you pay to see. You pay to see boxers get in the ring and challenge one another, right? And still, I'm gonna look, in my opinion, man, I've been now, hey, man. You know what? Shout out to Tone Dog 707, man. For some strange reason, you came up on the psychological thought process in the psychological thought process a couple of days ago, man. You know what I'm saying? I was like, what? You know what I mean? I know I will take notice of the fact that I haven't been on as much as I normally was when I first started up, and the adrenaline hasn't gone anywhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing this thing that I really don't like doing, make excuses, so I'm not going to do that, right? But I'm tying things up with this podcast thing in the sense that I'm getting the information necessary to compete, right? With everything necessary to run a punctual um, podcast. You know what I mean? It's a lot of intricacy. It ain't just me coming on throwing up a thumbnail. It's way much more involved in this podcast game than a lot of you guys. You know what I'm saying? That view me, right? Understand, right? Like say for instance, uh, uh, um, I keep boxing, right? I got a lot of stuff to do in order to get the type of recognition that Aki Boxing gets, right? And I know that. I'm aware of that. But here's the deal. I'm not going to go off into that, but I'm just going to just watch me. Just watch me. You know what I'm saying? And hey, I will say, it's taken a lot out of me to get to where I can uh, intellectually compete with the dynamics associated with being on top. But I'm gonna get there, man. Trust me, that's who I am. But shout out to Tone Dog 707. And look, man, I'm gonna wrap this one up, man. You know what I mean? I'm glad y'all dropped in, especially you, Tone Dog 707, man. Drop a comment in the comment, man, section, Tone Dog, and let me know how you're doing, brother. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, brother. 100%, man. I appreciate you, Tone Dog. So hit the subscription button, hit the like button, man. Those two things don't cost you a dime, right? And drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know if y'all think that I should continue to do podcasts. Okay. That being said, share this video, man, with your friends and relatives. Gotta go later.